Hi Scorpio, welcome back to Wandering Magic. These are going to be your May 2026 messages, and it's going to be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let me start out by saying we have a full moon in Scorpio coming up May 1st. And what that means for you is something you probably don't want to hear. Emotional release. Emotional release and subconscious patterns. There's a light being shined on those things. There's also going to be some hidden truths that are surfacing for you as well. Things coming to light in general that have been hiding in the dark. All right, let's start out with Kipper. Kipper is mature woman and toil and labor. So what I'm getting here, a couple things. One, this mature woman is an older woman, doesn't have to necessarily be older than you, although they could be. Being a little bit cold, a little bit mean. What I'm getting here more so is, and this is all perception, right? But it seems like you do a lot for this person, but they come off as either ungrateful or they don't really appreciate you. And maybe they do, but they kind of have a funny way of showing it. But however it's coming out, you don't like it. And it seems like I just heard, don't use me as a punching bag. So it could very well be that this person is, whether they are always been this way or they are now, they've been very emotional lately and kind of taking things out on you. And it seems like what you're dealing with right now, when it comes to that, for others of you, and it doesn't have to be like a woman in your life, like this could also be job related because it is toil and labor if it's not like, you know, a spouse or a partner or anything like that. But it could be where you have a job where you're constantly putting all this work and energy into and you're not being rewarded for it, or like you just finished a degree or a certification program, but like nobody's reaching out to you. Like all of your efforts are for what? So you're just feeling like you're not being acknowledged, you're not being appreciated the way essentially you should right now by something or someone. You have observer coming up, and what the observer does is exactly that. They observe. They watch. They don't do right now. So it's kind of like as these things start to illuminate as the month goes on with that Scorpio full moon, you want to try your best to stay in observer mode, meaning you don't want to react when it comes to you finding out certain things. They're just going to start suddenly showing themselves. And it's really up to you how you take it. Whatever you do is up to you. But just know that with Pluto retrograding May 6th, there are a lot of deep transformations happening. So try your best to stay in observer mode because it's just going to work to your benefit. If things are not going favorably, right around mid-month, May 16th, is that new moon in Gemini. That will be a time to have a fresh start. And a fresh start could look like just having an open conversation, you know, seeing how things go as they go along, like as they progress, and just see what happens, essentially. Your tarot message is the Queen of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Moon card. There's something about your stability that you're trying to maintain, get back, or establish. It feels like something like that. And you are now ready to say, okay, enough is enough. I really want to, like, it's kind of like you've been in the clouds a little bit, but now you're like, okay, back to earth, you know, Apollo 1 to Scorpio, right? And, you know, come back down to earth. And it seems like you are, and you're actively trying to work on that. This has to do with family, immediate family. So immediate family could be, you know, the people in your home, and that could look like a spouse, a child, etc. Or it could be your extended family, your parents, your siblings, etc. However you see, you know, that one of those dynamics of family. And those things are what needs and is craving stability right now, because it is affecting you very much so. With the High Priestess here, did I say the High Priestess came out? I think I did. With the High Priestess here, you are being asked to really tap into yourself and really discern, I just heard what's going on right now. And essentially saying, okay, I'm going to revamp things. I'm going to try to change things. I'm going to try to do things a little different than I did before. It's very difficult though, because it seems like it is very emotional. If you saw me pause really quick, I just had to get a sip of water. So we have this High Priestess here, and you got to dig a little bit deeper. You've got to figure out, how can you dig a little bit more than just what's on the surface. And so also with that, with Pluto going retrograde on the 6th, if I did mention that, that's about buried fears. So as I was saying, like, dig a little bit deeper, I was like, oh, they're uncovering whatever their fears are. And it just seems like you have the Devil here in reverse, and it's time to really break a habit. The habit that has been holding you back. You might have a bad habit of doing something, and that needs to be illuminated. Again, these subconscious patterns, maybe things that you're not realizing are actually here, and those things are starting to show themselves. And so that's where these bad habits are going to start breaking, or try to start breaking. But with the Knight of Wands here, it really is asking you to take a steadfast motion. Try not to, now hear me out, the High Priestess is a solo practitioner, meaning she usually does things on her own, and I feel like that's you. But what I want to say is, this has everything, the card next to it had everything to do with the people around you. So a notion to tell you that you're not alone as well, I want to say. I really do believe that this full moon in Scorpio is going to be a very pivotal emotional release for you. And a lot of realizations are going to happen for you in May as well. Again, trying not to overreact. I feel also with the Knight of Wands, it's a little bit of a warning to be careful. They can act very impulsively. They can just kind of do things on a whim. They can say things, you know, it's, you know, whatever. Take it how it resonates, but just remember to try to stay in observer mode. Your angel messages get more information, which is why you should not be, or try not to react to certain things so quickly. And then you also have wizard, which is manifest, power, meditate. Meditation is also a good one for the high priestess. So when you are alone, meditation is a really good thing to tap into, but definitely find the balance in all that as well. So watch your sun, moon, and rising for any additional messages, and I'll see you next time.